Hello and welcome to Bruce Springsteen Guitar Lessons. Today's lesson is going to be Blinded by the Light from Greetings from Asbury Park, New Jersey. Thanks very much to subscribe star Per Roger Strome for the request. Hello and welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that walkthrough. So now what we're going to do is go through all the individual parts. Okay, so this song's in the key of E major. The tempo is roughly 122 BPM. So let's take a look at the chords first. So first up, we've got an A major chord. Think of this as a broken E-shaped bar chord, okay, which is quite a common one. I'm just going to do 4 out of the 6 strings of that kind of standard bar chord shape. So we're going to go 6 or 7, 6, 5, 5. So third finger 7th fret D, middle finger 6th fret G, and then bar the 5th fret on the B and the E strings. So strumming from the D string there. If you slide your third finger down, we're now going to do this E over G sharp chord, okay? Really nice chord actually. So what we're going to do is bar the 4th fret G, B and E with your first finger, middle finger 5th fret B, third finger 6th fret D. Okay, F sharp minor over A chord. Also think of it as looks very similar to a D major 7 chord. So just the barring the first fret from the G string and strumming from the G string there, really nice. And then open E major chord. So standard 0, 2, 2, 1, 0, 0. Your first finger on the G, middle finger on the A, third finger on the D. Cool. And then we've also got a D sharp over A sharp chord. Okay, and this is going to be used as a kind of a little cool little. So only on this chord for a split second at any one time. Now, because of the whole sliding thing, it looks like a normal D chord, just moved up 1 fret. But often what Bruce does, I think, is bar with your first finger. So bar the 3rd fret G, B and E, and then put your third finger or your middle finger on the 4th fret of the B string. So that's D sharp over A sharp. And then if you move that up a semitone or 1 fret, you've got an E chord basically, or an E over B. Now in the song structure, which I'll put on the screen now, sometimes I won't put these kind of, I'll simplify the chord names a little bit just so you can get the kind of the order and the parts and break it down a little bit without having loads of really long chord names. So hopefully that helps. Again, any chords in brackets means there's more than 1 chord in that particular bar, and all the song structures will be in the description as well. So for example, this E over B chord, I'll just refer to that as an E chord in the song structure, and some of them I will put the long names in as well. Okay, so that's an E over B. So you can play it with your bar the 4th fret G, B and E, third finger 5th fret B. You can also play it as a normal kind of D shape as well. Sometimes you want to play it like that if you're sliding up into some of the other chords that he's doing. Cool, so that's the E over B. Then you've got an A over C sharp. So that A chord that we had earlier, it's basically the same thing without your third finger. It's just going 6, 5, 5 from the G string, A over C sharp. And then he's also kind of doing this A6 chord. So 6 on the G, 7 on the B, first finger on the 5th fret of the E string. Okay, so really nice, that's A6 chord. Okay, what else have we got here? Again, E over B, you can play it several ways. Now this next chord, A over B, sounds really nice. Just really, it's almost like a disco chord. Used a lot in disco music. Now basically what you're going to do is you're going to play that A chord that you did earlier, with your first, your second, but then your little finger on the 7th fret of the D, and then third finger on the 7th fret of the low E strings. Block the A string with the underside of your third finger. So it's quite a fiddly chord, but it's a really nice chord. So that's fret-wise, 7, 7, 6, 5, 5, third, little finger, pinky, middle finger, first finger. Okay, so A over B, F sharp minor, bar chord, bar the 2nd fret with your first finger, and then third finger, 4th fret A, little finger, 4th fret D, C sharp minor, classic A-shaped minor chord, bar the 4th fret from the A string, third finger, 6th fret D, little finger, 6th fret G, middle finger, 5th fret B. Then you've got a B chord we're going to use quite a lot. So the A chord that you had earlier, 7, 6, 5, 5, we're going to move that up 2 frets and go 9, 8, 7, 7. Okay, so that's the B chord. Now we also got another version of this A over C sharp. So we've got this one here, 6, 5, 5, and also this one here. It's a higher pitched one, okay? Feel free to play around with these voicings as well. I'm sure in a band situation you have Niels and Steve doing different versions of these chords to really sort of fill out the sound and make it sound awesome. Okay, so now the E over G sharp that we had earlier, just move that up. So your third finger is on the 11th fret of the D. So fret-wise, you're going 11, 9, 10, 9. It's a really trebly sounding, bright sounding chord. Okay, so third finger, first finger's bar on the 9th fret, middle finger is playing the 10th fret of the B string. So that's A over C sharp, a different voicing of that. Then we've got an E major, another voicing, usual bar chord, A shape. So bar on the 7th fret from the A string, and then use your third finger to bar the D, the G, and the B strings on the 9th fret. Cool, so there's a few chords there, but different voicings of certain chords. Okay, cool, so what we're going to do is go through the intro first. You've got this really cool lick that's done on the acoustic and on the electric, I think. Very similar. So the backing track I made for this, I pretty much just doubled up on the acoustic parts. And I think they might be doing some different chord voicings in places, but it's very similar. Okay, so what's happening is you're coming in of the of 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 40 and on the 12th fret of the B and the E strings with an upstroke. And you've got some 16th note or semiquaver patterns here. So here, the first beats are going like this. 12, 12, hit that. Hammer on with your third finger, the 14th fret B. So timing wise, 1 E and this is all downstrokes, 1 E and then beat 2, pull off 14, 12 to 12, 12. So to pull off with your third finger there. So 2 E and. Okay, and then I'm going to go the same thing, but down here, 7th fret. So 3 E and then pull off 4 E and then finish off third finger, 9th fret G. So that kind of 1, 2, 3, 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. Cool, now you've got this really cool kind of really good rhythm pattern. If you're not familiar with sort of 16th notes and strumming, also feel free to check out my new course on my other channel, JS Music School, on strumming patterns, sort of learning how to count quavers, 8th notes, semiquavers. So click on the card above and that will take you to that. I'm going to be doing loads of stuff because this is quite kind of advanced strumming actually. But again, if you build it up gradually and learn the kind of systems, it'll be really cool. So basically we're in bar 3 now, okay, and what we're going to do is going to do that A broken A chord, 1 E and. So that's the first bit, down, up, and there's a small rest, and then the E over G sharp, so 1 E and 1 E and so down, up, up, that's tied into the next beat, and then going to go 2 E and on that E over G sharp. So A, up, up, down, and then F sharp minor over A, and then you're going to go 3 E and, so up, down, then E major. Okay, so you got this down, up, down, up, down, down. Timing wise, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4. Down, up, down, up, down, down. Now basically for the next 3 bars, I'm going to do the same thing, but then add another A chord on the 4 just before you start the riff again. So bars 4, 5 and 6 are going to go like this. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and then another upstroke and start it again. And then bar 7 is the same as bar 3, which is you're just going to stop on the E chord. So cool, so I'm just going to play that kind of intro bit before we start to the first kind of 7 bars, okay? So another extra upstroke there. Really cool section that. Okay, so now you've got the next part of the intro, just before he starts singing. So what we've got, it sounds like he's doing this. There's D sharp over O sharp, and then this. So 1 E and 1 E and between the D sharp and then the E. So down, slide, and then upstroke. 1 E and then a mute, a dead note. 1 E and 2, and then down up. 1 E and 2 and beat 3 is just down up, and then what you've got, slide. I'm kind of doing it like that. It's quite a fiddly slide here. So you're going to go from the E over B to the A over C sharp, so with a sliding motion. So 4 and down. So I'm doing like there, so I can use my middle finger's free. So my first finger can slide over, and then I'm adding my middle finger. So 4 E and 4 E and. So that whole bar, so this is bar 8. 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and. Then you're going to slide, the next bar, you're going to slide back down. 1 E and 2 and 3 E and. Okay, and then you've got 4 E and. Okay, so this is bar 9. 1 E, where are we? 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and. It's a little bit fiddly, but really good for your 16th note semi-quaver strumming. Okay, then the next bar, bar 10, you got 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and. Slide that up to there. Strumming wise, there you're going down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up. Okay, counting wise, you're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and. Okay, the next bar, slide down from A over C sharp down to the E over B. Okay, so 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 and. Again, so he's mixing in some of these kind of percussive kind of dead notes in there as well. Okay, so I'll just play the whole of the intro. So. And again, it's really fast, so I'm just doing it a little bit slower. Cool, now we've got the first verse. This is basically just Bruce with the guitar, and then there's a bass line as well. Again, I aim to, I'm not Gary Talent, but I aim to get as close as possible the kind of the feel of the song when I'm making the backing track for this, or any song really. Yeah, so now what we've got is the first verse. It's just basically just Bruce on his own with the bass line as well. I think the organ comes in a bit later as well. So. This next bit here, so bar 1 of the first verse, you're going to do this. 1 E and 2, okay? So 1 E and down, up, rest, and then down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. Strumming wise, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. Again, he will vary it from time to time as well, so don't feel you have to get it really exact. Okay. Counting wise, 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 and. Then you got that kind of funny slide again to the A over C sharp. 1 and 2 and then 3 E and 4 and then I've got this kind of, you're hammering on to this A6 just by using your third finger or your little finger onto the 7th fret of the B. 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 and you're sliding back down to the E over B. So 1E and a 2 and a 3E and a 4 and that's done basically 4 times. On the 4th round, you're just going to stop where he's got this cool little intro riff that we'll go through later. So just go through one of the rounds of the first verse. Okay, so. Again, feel free to vary it up as well, especially with those slides. It doesn't have to be exact, you know. Do it like that, and just to sort of play around with it. Okay, and then make sure on the very last bar of the first verse, you're just doing 1 strum on the E over B. Cool, now we're going to go on to the other verse sections. So the 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th verses are the same structure. You've basically got this 4-bar phrase that's done 4 times, okay? Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to do this. 1E and a 2 and a 3E and a 4 and. Now when I was listening to this on the record, it sounds like he's coming in early of the, onto this A over C sharp. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and then down, and the and a 4. So timing wise, 1E and a 2 and a 3E and a 4 and. Okay, then A over C sharp, 1E and a 2 and a 3E and a 4 and a. Again, a lot of repeating rhythms here. 1E and a 2 and a 3E and a 4 and a. And then the same rhythm with the A6. And then the same rhythm with the E over B. Again, don't forget to put some rests and some dead notes in here from time to time. It doesn't have to be exact. It's quite hard to hear exactly what he's doing a lot of the time, but hopefully you'll find this really useful. Good practice for your 16th note strumming as well. So just kind of play that 4-bar phrase with down and up strokes first. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. Timing wise, 1E and a 2 and a 3E and a 4 and 1E and a 2 and a 3E and a 4 and a 1E and a 2, 3E and a 4 and a 1E and a 2 and a 3E and a 4 and a. Again, at speed, it sounds really cool. And play around with the dynamics as well. Cool, so that's the chorus, the intro, first verse, and then the main verse sections. Okay, so let's now take a look at the chorus sections. So in terms of structure, the first and the second choruses are exactly the same. And then the third chorus is basically the same, but just cut short a little bit before the outro. Okay, so chorus sections. What we've got is an A major, 7-6-5-5, 1E and a, so down, up, then a rest, and then you got this really nice A over B chord on the and of 2, and then 3E and a, so down, up, down, up, down, down, up. Again, you might be playing something slightly different, but this works nicely. So 1E and a 2, then the A over B, and 3E and a 4 and a. So timing wise, 1E and a 2 and 3E and a 4 and a. Down and up strokes, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. And then just the E over B, 1E and a 2 and a 3E and a 4 and a. Same strumming pattern as we had in the kind of the main verses. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. Counting wise, 1E and a 2 and a 3E and a 4 and a. Okay, and those 2 bars you're going to do basically 2.5 times. Okay, so let me show you what I mean. So A, that's round 1, and then round 2. And then you do the first bar again. So that's what I say, 2.5 times. Then you've got the F sharp minor, 1, 2, and 3, 4. So F sharp minor, 1, 2, and 3, 4. So you've got the F sharp minor on the 1, rest, and then on the and of 2, so 1, 2, and 3, 4. Okay, then you've got 2 bars of B. So strumming wise, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. or 1 and a 2 and a 3E and a 4E and a, you're going to do that twice. Okay, and then you've got this really nice, same as the E over G sharp shape, move that up. So your third finger's on the 11th fret, so it's an A over C sharp, and then 1E and a 2 and a 3E and a 4 and a, so common strumming pattern throughout, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. Then E major, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, so it starts off the same. And then on beat 4, and I think he's going then on the and-a, down, up on the A over C sharp. Okay, so he's just coming in back to the A over C sharp a little bit earlier. So he's going 1E and a 2 and a 3E and a 4 and a. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. Okay, and then the A over C sharp bar again. Then at the end of the chorus, you've got an E major chord, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here, again, timing's quite important here. You're going to go 1, 2, whereas the bit before, the F sharp minor to C sharp went 1, 2, and. Cool, so it's a really cool chorus. Again, feel free to play around with the strumming. Again, he'll change it all the time. Maybe do some less strumming if you're struggling with all the fast stuff. So maybe put some quavers or eighth notes in there a bit more. Okay, so let's go through the first, second choruses. So, okay, 2.5 times round this 2-bar progression, and then 2 and 3, 4, 2 bars of B, down, down, up, then A over C sharp, E major, coming in early with that A over C sharp at the end of the bar, then B, C sharp minor. Cool, so in terms of the structure, so what happens is the third chorus basically starts off exactly the same. So you've got the A over B, and then really nice chord progression, and then you do the same thing. F sharp minor, 2 bars of B as usual. And then basically, you've basically got the those 2 bars, A over C sharp, and then the E with the A over C sharp at the end. 10 rounds of that, okay? So this is those 2 bars. You just do that 10 times, loop it. Okay, so just keep going with that really kind of cool funky riff. You've got this cool kind of lead guitar parts that we're going to go through in a minute over that bit. And then basically it fades out on record, but on the 11th time you can hear it do something slightly different. So basically on the 11th round, to finish off the song, you're just going to do this. 1E and a 2 and a 3E and a 4 and just finish on the and of 4, let it ring out on the E. So it's just a nice way of stopping it. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Cool, so they're the chorus sections. So then you've also, let's take a look at the middle 8. So middle 8's kind of stripped down a little bit, so don't go too crazy with your strumming. And it's sort of, it's quite sort of mellow, this bit. So what you're going to do is B major, this is the broken kind of bar chord shape, 9, 8, 7, 7. Okay, you're going to do 2 bars of quavers or eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and all downstrokes, A major for 1 bar, and then E major for 1 bar. So that 4-bar phrase is done 4 times, okay, but on the 4th time, the very last bar goes, I love this bit, so it goes, it just sounds amazing, I think. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the 4th. So I've played the 4th round of that middle 8. It'll go B, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it goes back into the 4th and the 5th verse. Okay, cool. So that's pretty much all the main parts. And we're now going to take a look at the lead parts. Okay, so let's now take a look at those awesome lead parts you can hear on the record as well. So at the end of bar 2 in the intro, when you're doing that bit, and right at the end of that, you've got this really cool pentatonic kind of pattern. So what you're going to do is at the end of the bar 2 on the and a 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, bend the 11th fret G string up, ties into the next bar for half a beat, and then you've got this 12th fret E string, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and you keep that bent up, the 3rd finger 11th fret, and you do a pre-bend and release, and then you've got the 9th fret on the D, the 9th fret G, and then you've got this pattern. 11 to pull off to 9, which are semiquavers, and then 11 D, and then 9 G. So far I've got this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3 E, and 4, and then the next bit you've got semiquaver rest, 16th note rest, and then 4 E, E, and 4 E, and So 4, 9th fret D, hammer onto 11th fret D, then 9th fret G. So this is all from the E major pentatonic first shape. So that first 2 bars, well, it comes in on the end of bar 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3 E, and 4 E, and Okay, so then basically you've got the next 4 bars are the same. You've got this kind of repeating pattern, 9 to 11, that kind of 1 beat pattern. So 1 E and 9, 11, 9, pull off, 11 D, 9 G. So 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 1 E and 3 E, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and stopping on the 11th fret of the D. So 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4, and then you're doing that rest E and doing it all again. And the last time you just, and very last bar, you just stop on the 11th fret D. Really cool. Again, it adds some, that intro bit is so cool. So again, you've got this, imagine you're coming in the riff, 1, 2, 3, 4 E, and then you're basically coming in around that sort of section there on this, okay? So, and 1, and 2, and 3 E, and 4 E, and 1 E, and 2 E, and 3 E, and 4 E, and 1 E, and 2 E, and 4 E, and 1 E, and 2 E, and 3 E, and 4 E, and 1 E, and 2 E, and 3 E, and again, check your picking and stuff like that. So that's the intro riff. Then you've got some sort of small riffs at the end of some sections. So at the end of the first verse, just before the full band comes in, you've basically got this 1, 2, 3, 4, and okay, and that's the 9th fret and the D string. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just before the band's going to come in on the last bar of the first verse, 1 E and 2 E and 3, 4. So again, all pentatonic stuff. First finger, hammer on from 9 to 11, 1 E and down, up, and then barring the G and the B strings. So hammer on 9 to 11 on the D, 1 E and then barring the G and the B strings and hitting an upstroke there, 1 E and pull off 9 to 11, and I think he's doing a kind of chromatic thing, 11 and then 12, just before, then the drum hits, snare hits, and then right into the second verse. So that riff again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 E and 2 E and 3, 4. Okay, cool. So then we've got right at the end of the first chorus, just this 1 bar riff. Again, there might be a few others that I'm not picking out, but these are the main ones I can hear. So right at the end of the first chorus, coming on beat 2, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you do a slow bend on the 11th fret of the G, then catch the 9th fret of the E. And this technique is all over the kind of Bruce catalogue. 1, 2, 3, and leave that pre-bent, and then pre-bend and release. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's the end of the first kind of chorus. Then right at the end of the third chorus, again, all very similar riffs in E major pentatonic. You just got the 11th fret, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Again, quavers 8th notes, bend on the 11th fret G, 1 and then 2, bend and release 11th fret G, 2, either pull off to the 9th fret or pick the 9th fret, 2 and, or just right at the end. Again, just adds that little bit of texture. Especially if you're playing this in a band situation, you've got lots of parts that you want to kind of move around. Now, and the outro definitely sounds like he's got this kind of cool little repeating pattern. I think he does vary it sometimes as well, so feel free to sort of change it up a little bit. But this is the main pattern I think that's going on quite a bit in this outro section. So this is in that kind of the A over C sharp bit, then the E bit in the outro. So what you've got this 11th fret G, 1 E and I think he's hitting the B and the E strings together. I'm doing that with my little finger, pinky. 1 E and that's tied for a quarter of a beat. Then do another upstroke, 1 E and 2 E, and then just repeating that. So 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and then 4 and 1 E and 2 E and. So you've got a bend release or even pre-bend release pull off like that, or so 11th fret G, 4 and, or 4 and 11 to 9 on the G. So 1 E and 2 E and 3. Again, you can play around with some other E major pentatonic riffs as well. Cool, so that's all the parts. Again, it's quite a challenging song, but really a lot of the early Bruce stuff tends to be the most challenging, but it's got some sort of jazz influences there at some point. Interesting chords as well. Really good for your rhythm playing. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please give it a big thumbs up if you had. And any comments or suggestions, feel free to let me know below. Feel free to subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications if you haven't already. Okay, so all the tabs you see on the screen, they're all made in this awesome program called Guitar Pro. Now, if you'd like to get hold of any Guitar Pro files or the Guitar Tab PDF versions of that, head over to subscribestar.com/Bruce Springsteen Guitar and look at all the different tiers there and all the different things you can get there. So you can get backing tracks, guitar profiles, guitar PDFs, and also exclusive guitar solo videos will be on there. And lots of other cool stuff. Also, I'm going to be relaunching my new website, jsmusicschool.co.uk. This will be done very soon. So if you're not really interested in sort of the old monthly thing, you'll be able to get all the files just as one-off files on the shop in jsmusicschool.co.uk. So that's going to be done really soon. It's taking longer than expected, but it's going to be really cool. Also, if you'd like to get sort of tab and chord diagrams at the end of this breakdown section of the video, they're available on Subscribestar as well. So thanks very much for watching. Really appreciate you watching all the videos, and I'll see you next week. Cheers, bye.